So I had my old workhorse on the bench the other day. I was trying to fix a noisy B-flat table key. Now, this is a pretty simple task that I was going about, but as I was working on the horn, I realized just how filthy that thing was. It's terrible. Looked awful. So this thing's been with me through a lot. This horn, this old Yamaha 82Z, I've had this thing since about 2007, and it has seen a lot of road time. It's seen a lot of gigs by the ocean and stuff like that, lots of salt air and everything. And I'll be the first one to admit that I have rode this thing hard and put it away wet like most of the time, which is gross. And so there's a lot of little places that when you're going through your regular routine of cleaning, if you clean often enough, that you might miss. And I found one of those places while I was working on the horn and while it was on the bench. So I figured I might share with you what I found and what I did to go about cleaning it, because there are plenty of resources you can find online where you can see how to clean a saxophone properly, but they don't all give you every option. So I figured I'd show you a few of the things that I use and a few of the ways that I go about cleaning my horn. So here at the bench, and what you can see is I've got all my tools laid out from the repairs and stuff that I was doing, but when you zoom in really close, you can see all this gunk and fuzz and these like flakes of stuff, which I wish I could tell you it wasn't, but it's old spit and probably flaking lacquer from just years of neglect and abuse. Again, I like to think that I keep my stuff pretty clean, but this horn is one that goes with me most places, and you know, I kind of just use it. Now keep in mind, this is cleaning the horn after a lot of junk and buildup. There are a couple different types of players. There are really clean players, and then there are really spitty players, and I guess I happen to fall into the latter category. So my horn had lots of old dried up spit and you know, bits from cleaning cloths and things like that, you know, little tiny pieces that had just built up into little, you know, fuzzy bunnies in the nooks and crannies of the horn. So one thing that is a essential cleaning tool would be pipe cleaners. Very simple pipe cleaners. I use two different types. I use the kind with little teeth on them, and then I use the kind that are smooth. Both of them you can get at any smoke shop or pipe tobacco type retailer, or Amazon, or if they still exist, Hobby Lobby, maybe, Michael's, something like that. But these are really useful. You get them in, give them packs of 100 or so and a couple bucks each, and they'll last you for years. So again, pipe cleaners are your friend. You can get in there real good. You can use the ones with the teeth to sort of scrape this stuff off. And if you find that you're having difficulty getting any of the dirt and grime out of these spaces, you can wet these pipe cleaners down. A little bit of clean distilled water is always a safe bet. In addition, you can use a lacquer cleaner, something like Pledge. Yes, I understand that Pledge is a dusting solution for furniture, but essentially Pledge is a lacquer cleaner and polishing agent, so you can spray that on your pipe cleaners and it'll help you out a little bit with your cleaning. Oh, and you know what? While we're on the topic of cheap stuff to use to clean your instrument with, drying and cleaning your pads just after you play, you don't have to spend a bunch of money on a expensive cleaning cloth or drying pad. This little pad right here, it's called the Spit Sponge. Key Leaves makes them. They're about, I don't know, I can't quote price. It's not supposed to do that. But however much they cost, they're not much. And it's a really good resource. But if for some reason you just don't have the money in your PayPal account, coffee filters, man. Coffee filters. I want to say this pack of coffee filters was at the dollar store or something. So $1 for 100 count. Take a coffee filter, fold it in half, stick it in there, close the pad, boom, you're done. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Say you just got done playing and you're a spitty player. Go ahead and open up a side D, for example. Bam. Slide the coffee filter in. Gentle pressure on the top of the key. Pull the coffee filter out. Dry, mostly clean. You can use this on all your pads. It's not going to hurt anything. It'll dry them out for the most part. And then always, if you can, give your horn time to air dry. That way you're alleviating mold and mildew growing inside your horn, which also was in there. Totally gross. And then the other bare essential that you're going to need for cleaning your horn, just a regular lacquer polishing cloth. These things can be had for a couple bucks, but don't go cheap on this. Get one that's good quality, that's from a brand that you trust, and make sure it's clean. Open the package up, shake it out, make sure there's no debris or dust on there, because these things are just like when you go to wax your car. If you've got sand on your cloth, all you're going to do is swirl your clear coat, right? Same principle with your horn. So you're going to want to make sure that you take good care of that finish, and it'll take care of you for years. So cleaning cloths are a must. And at the bare minimum, this is what you should be wiping your horn down with at the end of the day, end of the gig, whatever. So make sure that when you're using your pipe cleaners and so forth, that you get in there as deep and as thorough as you can. Most people aren't going to see these areas like I'm showing you on my horn. Nobody's really coming up to you at a gig and looking at your horn and going, "Oh, I see you didn't clean right there beside your B flat." Oh man, nah, nobody's really going to do that to you, and if they do, they're but honestly, you're going to feel better about your gear when it's clean, and in reality, your horn will play better the cleaner that it is, because of course your pivot screws and your rods and everything, they're going to function a lot faster and a lot smoother if you're giving it a clean surface to ride on. So the other thing to mention would be keeping your keys oiled. If you don't know how to oil your keys and maybe don't have the proper equipment for that, go ahead and put a post up in the comments and let me know. Maybe I'll make a video showing you all the points that you need to oil and ways to keep your horn, lubed up and in the best shape you can. You'd be surprised what you're able to clean out of the horn once you take the time and go after these small nooks and crannies. So important things: keeping it clean, keeping it oiled, keeping it dry. All these things are going to help prolong the life of your horn, and they're going to keep it playing better, which is going to make you feel better, which will make you play better. So, hope this helped. Good luck. Happy playing.